just to go over something from the Franklin method on the hair of your spine. So in Pilates, we're very concerned about, and for a lot of very specific spinal movement. And also my teacher, Eric Franklin, really has taught all of his students that to have a really healthy spine, you need to have a spine that goes through flexion, extension, side bending, rotation every day, right? Because you want to be mobile in all possible directions. So he came up with a quick little routine that you can do to mobilize your spine in that way. With a couple of minutes, you're done, and then you can go on to the rest of your day. So we're going to start here. I'm going to stand sideways to the part of the flexion. So first, you're just going to take the arms back. You're around the spine in the seat curve by doing a pelvic tuck and a vertical curl, and bend your knees to move into flexion of the full spine. And so your shoulders are right over your chest, like you're not in sort of a ready position, squat position here, but it is that curve of the waist back, tail forward, the shoulders go over the heads. And then you push through your feet, stand up and arch back. Take the fingers back, spread them wide for wrist extension and spinal extension. And then we do that again. So we exhale into flexion, bend your knees, looking into your belly. And then inhale into extension, look up, arch the spine, open the chest, feel that fold. And just exhale around, you're taking a large ball and sort of moving it into your body and wrap your body around the ball. And then arch. Open the chest into the ball behind you, trying to wrap around it there. Once more, exhale to flex. And inhale to open to extension. Now from here, we're going to start by doing lower body flexions. You bend the knees, pull the tail under, and then you bring the upper body forward, wrap the arms around the imaginary ball, and you're in a vertical roll down. And then here, lift your tail out behind you to arch the lower back, and then cross the legs as you arch the spine. So yeah, you're going to tuck the tail under, round the lower back, and then upper back rounds. Swing the tail out and up, and push the legs, arch the back now. And again, so flex the lower spine, bend the knees, bend the ankles, curve over, embrace. Swing the tail out, and then over the chest and you straighten the leg. One more, so we flex the lower part of the body, go to the top, and then upper curl and arms going in. Swing the tail back, and then stand up, lift the tail, lift your chest, dries, and come back to center. So that's flexion extension and moving different parts of our spine. Now from here, we're going to stand with the legs in a little bit of a turnout in the white stance. And this is, I think, similar to a dance that maybe they did in the 80s. I'm not exactly sure, I wasn't doing it, but what if I known? So you tip your head to one side, and then you go out and over, you push off the opposite leg, lift up, tip head to the other side. So see how my waist is still out? So I'm curving here, and then you switch to the other side, the hip drops down. You're thinking of drawing a figure 8 with your head as you go over to the side, or like the simple. Lift your head, tilt the head, and let the side flow, following the head. The arms are sort of just flopping, so they move with your body, with the movement of the head. So you're down and deep, off, lift up. Feel that side bending through your ribs, through your hips, through the neck, in particular. And the arms are just flopping, falling from the shoulder blade. Remember, bend your knees, push off the leg and moving away. Great, and then back to center. The rotation part, I'm going to have you stand where you can see your feet lined up with the planks here at the floor. So I'm going to have at least like my big toes lined up at one of the seams between two boards. backwards. And the first part of this is just the prep part, but it's kind of fun anyway. So imagine you're like a little penguin standing on a very small piece of ice, unfortunately. This is one of the things that's occurring. But then you have to turn around staying on that tiny little ice floe. So you're gonna pick up your legs and walk like a penguin around your axis. In my mind, this is how penguins walk, and I'm actually not. And then when you come back, you wanna see, are you in the same place where you started? Like, did you go forward? Did you go back? Did you jump to the right or the left? And you can actually improve this by picturing your central axis. Like, you take a hand up to the top of your head and point down. Like, imagine this would be the place where a line would, like a plane, would cut through your body, left, right, all the way to the ground, and then front back, side to side, front back like this. And that point of intersection is like where you're going to imagine like a glue stick in the center of your body that you're going to circle around as you walk around your axis to the right, and then we'll go to the left. So here we go. So I'll be going opposite from you, but just try to hold that center and walk around your center line. And then you come, and a little bit back, and I'm still pretty centered. And so you make that like acknowledgement, this is what happened, try to do better. And then let's go to the other side, walk around your center. You can also do this like an Oreo carpet, like on one of the designs there. So how does that feel? Did you do pretty well? Yeah, good. And this improves with practice like anything else, but also like by doing alignment work like you do in Pilates. Just having better natural alignment, you're more likely to know where your center is. Now, one caveat, because a lot of times people are going to try to game the system by just thinking, oh, I'm just going to keep my heels together and walk around that. But if you try it, you'll see that is a mistake because you end up much further back because that point where your heels are is not the same as your center, right? Because like the center that went from my halo through my throat, to my diaphragm, through the pelvic floor, to the center of the earth, is going to be more about like here the back part of the arches. So, all right, so now here's the rotation part, because that rotated the whole body in one direction to the other. Now we want to rotate the spine. So you take your hands like you're a mime and you're inside a big glass hurricane wall surface. So just imagine swing your hands and your body from side to side. Your fingers slide along the glass from one side to the other. So here we go. So we're going to stop and press your hands into the glass. So you're going to leave them there. Kind of look at your left pinky finger. And then we do the penguin walk away from it, holding the hands perfectly still, and you go around as far as you can. Once you find your maximum rotation, sweep your arm around the glass, go as far as you can here. So look at your left pinky finger. Hold it stationary in space. So you see the finger, you see the part of the wall behind it. Keep it there on the wall and then walk around again. And you go as far as you can. And so I've done a lot of this. So at 2 I've done. You might take 3 or more, depending on how flexible you are. And at the end, you come all the way to the end. Push your hands into where we started and then walk your feet around if you need to. And then we just do that again, so one more time. So, and you want to also start like lined up with your original point. So you can see if you stayed on your axis while you do it. So let's do one more to the right. So hold the hands in front of you and then let's swing them around. You rotate the upper body. And then I'm looking at my left finger. And then I'm walking around. So I'm saying left to right, so I don't get confused that you're going the opposite direction from it, right? And then walk around your axis as far as you can, holding your hands perfectly where they are, when they're stuck on the glass wall. And then we sweep the arms around again. Press where they are. And still look at the left pinky finger and walk your body around. And we just stop when we completed the circle. And then we kind of go like press like patty cakes, right? So just like accentuate the finger here. Let's do a couple to the left. So we'll swing the arms around. Look at your right pinky. And then keep your gaze there. That way you're also rotating the cervical spine. So the neck gets a rotation too. Go as far as you can, sweep the arms around. Go as far as you can. So that nice twist in your waistline, press into the glass, and then walk your feet around, penguin walk it back to center. Do you know how much work that is? Like it's your obliques, that spinal rotation, feels great. So that's just a nice way to get some spinal mobility in. So we did, right, we did the quick review. We did the flexion, whole spine, extension, whole spine. Then we did lower body flexion, out of the upper body flexion, lower body extension, upper body extension. Then we went into that crazy dance. We this out, push off, figure 8. Right, so you're drawing an infinity symbol with your halo in the air. And then we practice just doing the penguin walk first. This is also good. You can practice it eyes open first. After you feel like you're pretty good with that, you can practice it with eyes closed. That's much harder. And it's also really hard in a quiet room because we do listen to like the auditory cues in space. So if there's like someone talking in a corner or like music from a speaker on one side of the room, you'll figure out like where front is in that relationship between how your ears are hearing the sound. So quiet is better to really improve your sense of alignment on your center. So we just did the penguin walk first. You can do it if you want. And you go all the way around. Check out your position, reframe yourself here if you need to, and then do the other direction. I'm gonna do it. Yep, that's good. And it's always good to see like how close you came to being your axis. And then we added the upper body rotation. So do it again one more time. You might as well enjoy it with spinal mobility. So sweep the arms over to your right, press into the imaginary wall, walk your hips around with the penguin walk. Keep looking at your left pinky to get that rotation through your neck. Spin the arm forward. Press when it's center, bring the hips around with the movement of your legs. And then we press here to the other side, so swing to the left of your upper body. Press into the wall, look at your right pinky, keep looking there as you walk around your central axis. Look back at your hand, swing the arm around again, press, and then come on back to center. And see how you did. All right, good. So feel like a little warmed up in your body. It's a nice way to get out of our typical habits of standing, moving, sitting, walking, all of that. So here, let's just do a little hip opening next. So we'll roll across the mat. And then we can have some. And then go ahead and begin with your back for a bridge. You might look up, like do a little upper curl down, and then goes up the sternum, the navel, the pubic symphysis, the legs equidistant from center, and lift your hips up. This roller goes across your sacrum, and then pull your knees into your chest, and head a little wide, so we can just tip the knees to the right and turn to the left. The shoulder blade stays grounded. Exhale, push down into your right arm, push your palm up. With the knees to the left, and then float to the left and look to your right. Right shoulder heavy. Exhale, move through your obliques to bring the knees up and to the other side. Maybe reach a little long through that left sits bone as the knees are to the right. Feel a little more stretch in the waist here. Exhale, press through your arms, coming up with the knees and over to the other side. And then we'll just come back to center and lift the legs up to the ceiling, soft point with your feet, and scissors. So the right leg will move back in space, the left leg moves forward. Open up into a nice stretch for that hamstring on the right, the hip on the left. And then we switch the legs, move them slowly through space, and switch again. So can you inhale for one movement, and exhale for the next. Toes are soft. You don't want to overpoint the foot and get a cramp in the foot. So think of air flowing through your toes. And reach into the stretch. Now, if your back feels like it's overarching, take the legs up higher. So maybe the bottom leg won't go all the way down to the ground. but that would be a little less likely to increase the lordotic curve. So you go where it works for you, for your back as well as your legs and the joints. Just move through this. I will end with the left leg up and back, the right leg forward, and then bring both legs up to the ceiling. And here, let's actually rotate. Leave the left leg in the air, bring the right leg out and down to the side. Try not to move the left foot away from vertical. And exhale, press through your arms, lift the leg. Tap the heels out, the right leg is vertical, the left leg slides out and down the rainbow. Pull the right hip grounded. And then pull up with that leg, work from the upper inner thigh, and not the foot, so you're working from the area closer to center. And then the right leg slides downhill. Feel the stretch in the upper inner thigh muscles. Exhale, press with that, particularly that right arm, to lift the leg up. And then the right leg vertical, the left leg slides out and down, and a smooth arm towards the floor. Right side gets heavier. Stretch the inner thigh, stabilize the right leg, and then bring the left leg up. And you're moving slowly enough that you are resisting gravity on the way down. One more set. So see, you're not just like letting the leg flop down to the floor, but you're working, paying it out a little bit at a time. And then as you take a pause, you press, you exhale, and then you lift the leg. And you're going slower than like you would like to with momentum. Right foot is up, left leg out. One last one here. Giving the muscles a chance to stretch, the upper inner thigh muscles to stretch under a controlled load. And then you can even push your hands into the roller on the outer edges and then bring that left leg up. Now frog in, heels connect, knees the width of your shoulders, and push the legs up and out at a level where you feel some work in the lower abdominals, and then you frog in, bringing the knees in towards your shoulders if that's okay for your knees, and push out. Obviously, you can do this in a limited range of motion, right? But you could try to bring the legs in as close to your chest as possible, and then reach it up and out to that place where you feel that work in the abdominal wall, working to stabilize the body and not overarch the spine. So push, reach on the inhale, and exhale, the belly deepens as the legs come in their frog. One more time. Heel to heel gives you some awareness of your inner thigh line. And then bring it in, it's together. And let's lower the left foot down with exhale. And straighten the right leg up to the ceiling, single leg lower lift. So that right foot goes out into space and down, tap your heel down, opening up your hip. Lengthen, the knee might bend. And exhale, lift it on up. If you're feeling really tight in your back today, or generally, it's easier on the spine to bring the left knee into your chest and just bring the right leg up on its own. However, if you can do that with the left foot grounded, still bent, that would give you a little bit more stretch. So reach it here, lengthen out. You're moving slowly enough. Here we're working the psoas muscle, the deep hip flexor, which is also the muscle that releases eccentrically to lower the leg. Both are important for strength as well as flexibility. Both the flexion and the release back to the ground. All right, so let's slide that right foot back and pull the left knee into your chest. And then extend that left foot up to the ceiling, stretch out the back of the leg. Now find on the right leg the inner edge of the foot, the inner edge of the thigh, and we press the left leg forward. So sometimes when we're focused on moving one leg in space, the stationary leg slips past our notice and the knee starts to fall sideways. You want to keep the standing foot grounded, inner and outer edge equally. So we want to exhale before we pull the leg up. That helps protect the back. And inhale to stretch it all the way out and down. Or you could again have the option of pulling the right leg to your chest while you do this. Go long and then exhale, lift the leg high. And then press it out a little further every time Try to open up the hip joint, stretch the muscles in the leg, relax toes, don't overpoint. The toes are not going to touch the floor, but just see if they can stretch to give you a nice lengthening across the top of the foot and the ankle and into the shin. Go long, stretch it a little further, exhale and scoop it up through the air. So if you're lifting the air, throwing it over your left shoulder, and one more time, all the way down. And then bend the knees, send that in. We're gonna lift the hips up and then take the roller out from underneath. Good. And pull both hands into your chest, a little counter stretch here. One hand to each knee, circle the knees here to loosen up the hip sockets again. Inhale and exhale for circle, and then let's reverse the circles. Right. And then hug it in tight one last time here, curl the tail up, imprint your waist into the mat to get a little stretch in the low back. And then we'll roll forward and up to sitting for rolling. So here you have the option, you can use the TheraBand around your feet and hold on. If you want a more advanced option, you can take the roller across under your ankles. So that is attention to the ground. You can choose any variation you want. And then I can stretch forward. Just feel that pull back at the waist, the hip drop down by your knees. Step the spine up. If you're holding the band, pull the elbows back in. Otherwise, arms are forward. We're going to curl the tail up, and you can also do this with your weights on the ground. Ankle weights are helpful if your feet tend to rise. Push the roller away as you curve the tail up, as you go down over your glutes, your sacrum, your hips, your waist, your ribs, your shoulder blades. The neck and head fall back, and the arms can go out behind you unless you're holding the straps. And then we lift the arms up again. Start to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Big exhale to pick up the rib cage. Lift, lift, lift through the head. Dive over your legs. Pounce and curve the waist back. Make a C shape here on your mat, like a horseshoe on the side. And then we roll back again. Now, if the arms go a bit higher, gives you more challenge to see, can you control your descent? And if not, you lower the arms. Right? You're seeing to see if you can take 1 inch of the abdominal wall down at a time, 1 vertebra at a time. And yawn your body open as you get the hip rounded. The arms reach the wall behind you, and then one more time coming up. Lifting here, pull up, the belly pulls back. You want equal weight on the 2 sides of your body. You work on the 2 sides of the body. You might notice that one side wants to lead, in which case just ask the other side to be a little more helpful. And here we go, moving down to the ground again. We're going to pull the roller in to take hold of it and move into conveyor belt. So this is a hot dog variant to the back. So you're going to take the roller between the arches of your feet and your knees. Pull yourself up a little bit so you're on the base of the rib cage, tip of the blades to the ground. And then pull the hands around the back of the skull. Pull the elbows forward and down and squeeze the ball with your legs. We're going to slide the roller forward just enough to feel an increased load into the abdominal wall, and exhale, slide it back. You want to go forward and feel how the abs react to the increased weight as the load moves away from center. What you're not doing before is laying back with the head and coming out of your upper curl. So we only go as far as you can maintain the deep work here, right under the chest wall. So you feel that whole abdominal line working to kind of keep the back low, supported by the floor as you go back and forth. Don't feel that? Yeah, good. And use your head actively, try to lift the head, stretch the back of the neck, lead the front line of the chest, and then the legs move away. Exhale, pull them back. You can tell when you've gone too far, right? So you're in control of the range of movement. So you're in control of how much load the abdominal wall is getting. And it's slow, both on the way out and on the way back, You're exhibiting the control and awareness that you need to do the work safely. One more time, reach it away. Don't forget the inner thighs. You don't just hold it and forget about it. You have to keep pressing around the roller. Bring it on back. Good. So a little bit of abdominal work there. Now from here, we'll up to sitting, and let's just take a little swan stretch here. Please extend in front, arms behind you. Pick up your chest, look up, feel the stretch from your jaw all the way to your tailbone, and then exhale, come out of it. Let's do another one, just as a counter movement for the conveyor belt behind you. We just did. And that. Now into the ab series. Well, no, hundreds first, then the ab series. Yay. So arms forward, we're rolling back into your best upper curl. Reach long through your fingertips. Go down with control. Bend your spine and lay it down vertebra by vertebra. Pull the knees in, extend the legs up, arms parallel to the ground, and we pop. Inhaling and exhaling. So find that same deep curve you were just in. And of course, you don't have your hands to support your head, but you could. One hand, while you pump the other one, and then you can switch. You could also take a ball behind your head or your shoulders if you have trouble holding this position. Try not to look up at your feet because then your head goes back and you feel it more in your neck. So if you're looking at your toes, come out of it and start again. Right? You're long with the fingers across the room. Steady, push down, you're pushing the air into the floor, you're pushing it up into the ceiling. You're just going for one more breath. Exhale completely and pull the navel down and deep towards the ground. And then we can fold the knees in, lay it back, and just slowly turn your head side to side. Actually, here a really nice place to roll it under your neck and the base of your skull. Hold it, knees bent, knees together, knees apart, and then turn your head to the right, and then slowly to the left. Give yourself a little massage into the neck. In case your upper curl had a slight issue as you stayed up there longer and longer. Sometimes gravity is just a little too much for us, right? And if you find a spot that needs help, stay there, do a little bit of rocking, side to side, or nudge your chin up and down. Nodding yes. And turn your head side to side, saying no. All right, so we can put the rollers to the side. And we're going to split into the hairband on the right foot. We're singling circles next. Put the band around the arch, up, anchor the elbows down. And you can check to be sure that your left leg is directly in front of the hip socket. Angle that to the side, then slide your elbows forward. Point flex the foot a couple of times. If it snaps and goes narrow, readjust it. And then we end with a soft point to circle the leg. Elbows stay grounded as you take that right leg to the left, and then exhale, bring the leg low. Exhale rotation as it comes out to the right and neutral at the top of the movement. So inhale first to go a quarter of the distance around, and exhale all the way around and up to the top. On that long exhalation, the belly pulls deep. So we're trying to stretch the leg, reach out, really open up the hip socket. At the same time, as we're working to keep the pelvic girdle stable on the ground, which means that you anticipate the movement and weight of the leg. So before the leg goes left, the right side gets heavier, the whole right side, everything that touches the floor. Then as the leg moves to the right, the left side sinks into the ground, come up to the top, and now pause here, reverse. So the right leg moves out to the right, left side sinks into the ground, pull the leg across the right side, heavy now. And the breathing is short, deep inhale to start the first quarter of the circle. Exhale all the way around and up to the top. We've got three main focuses here: the mobility of the leg, the stability of the pelvis and the torso in general, and then the breathing component. Shorter inhale, longer exhale to engage the abdominal wall, but also to relax your nervous system. That longer exhale, like trims everything down, dampens anxiety or our high alert system. So let's do this again. Reach, move forward, stretch the leg as far as you can without lifting the right hip or the left one. And we'll do one more circle, holding all of those goals in balance. We come up to the top and we'll take the band into the right hand, open the right leg out, the left hip bone is grounded, it's heavy, it's glutes the floor, and then we rock the right leg towards the shoulder and away. Exhale to bring it all the way up to the top. Switch hands at the top and bring the leg across the body. The right arm stretches along the floor, perpendicular to the torso. Lift the hip and keep the shoulder blade down. And now pull the right leg towards your left shoulder. Add a little bit of internal rotation. Check where your shoulders are. They should be away from your ears. The neck nice and long. And then pull the hip down to lift the leg up. We're going to walk our hands up towards the foot, flex the foot. Use some arm and an upper curl to try to lift your upper body off the mat. And then release back down and take the hand to the foot. And hug it into your chest. And then pull it towards the right arm. Just a little bit to the outside of the rib cage on the right. Bring it back to center and then slide it forward, shake out your legs. And then you have a moment to admire your work. The right leg longer, slightly externally rotated, closer to the floor, more relaxed but also energized. And then we'll take the right band across the left leg. Center the band, right, pick your upper curl to put the band on the foot. Here and lift it on up. Tighten up on the strap so you have some strength in the strap to support the weight of your leg. And maybe do a couple of point flexes. As the heel goes up, the sit bone goes down. Feel that stretch in the back of your leg. And also mobilizing the foot. And now we end with a soft point and we circle the left leg and cross to the right. Reach out of the hip. Circle low, bring it all around and up. Every once in a while, the water bottle is not in the right place, but out around here, draw that beautiful circle and hold the pelvis stable. So heavy on the side, away from the legs movement. Use the arms to really tighten up on the strap so you've got support for the weight of the leg, but also because this is a band that's elastic, you can push out into it. You can use it to find more stretch, more length, more openness in the hip joint. We'll do one last one here. Rotating the leg on the socket as you circle the foot out into the space around you and above you. Come to the top and reverse. Right side is grounded. Move the leg to the left and then exhale, sweep it low. Across the body, internal rotation, neutral at the top. Exhale, rotate as it reaches out to your left. And then find that breath, right? One breath per circle, short, deep inhale, long, slow exhale. If you're finding that you have, extra air at the top of the movement, make the inhale even shorter or make the movement slower so your breath and your circles match. All right, at the top, we'll take the ends of the band in your left hand. Pull the leg out to the side, hold the right hip down, and rock the left leg towards your shoulder and the left. A gentle, smooth rock, nothing violent, nothing too big. We're just trying to open up some more of the upper inner thigh muscle, the adductors here. And also challenge your ability to keep the right hip grounded. And then we'll pull the leg up towards the ceiling, switch hands to the top. And cross it over. Reach to the sole of the foot, then you can bend a little if that's a better stretch for you. And then rotate the leg internally, get that spiral into the glute, into the sacral area. The left shoulder blade still pressing into the floor for more rotation of your spine. And then we unwind, pull the left hip down to lift the leg up. And give it a little tug, bend your elbows, come up, upper curl it down midline. You'll lift your head, look into the abdominal wall. And pull the leg back a little further as you can. Pull the knee in, the bend is off, and to the side, and pull the leg into your chest. If we get disentangled from the band. So pull it in here, here, and then a little bit to the outside of the rib cage. Back to center, and let's roll up, rolling like a ball. So you can both legs in if you wish, come up to balance. You find that balance on your sacrum, on the third of your mat. Pick up your feet, elbows wide, pull the waist back into your abdominal line. And we roll. We have a lift. The tail will just the shoulder blade tips and exhale forward to come up. Actually, you roll further back, but as soon as the tip of your blades touch the mat, you exhale, and then the exhale takes you back a bit and then forward. Control. So let's do it again. So breathe into your back, elbows wide, pull the blades apart, feel that curve in your spine, and then roll on it like you are the ball. And then you come right back up, the ball rolls in the other direction. Beautiful one. Lift the tail back and exhale forward. Now we're going to do a variation now. We're going from the rolling like a ball into teaser position like this. Right? So we roll back first and exhale, and we'll come up into that position. So roll back on the inhale, let in the air, come forward, under balance, lift, and embrace. And then we can do that again. So roll back. Exhale forward, extend arms and legs, hold it in, look down, roll. Stretch, hold, beautiful, and again. You can also hold under here, that's helpful. Should have mentioned that at the beginning, it's at the end, but you can practice this on your own as well. All right, so here, ab series. So we'll come back, rolling back, pull the right leg in, right hand to the ankle, left hand to below the knee. Lift the left leg gradually as you come down to your upper curl and look down your midline, elbows wide. Push the shin up and push the hands down. Feel that work. Now inhale, switch. Get the same connection from your hands and your leg into your core and switch again. We maintain the upper curl and the armor helps us do that. Also, the gaze is really important. The position of your gaze will make the difference between your head staying up and taking tension out of the neck, or throwing the hips back and putting tension into your neck. So we can hold on leg in tight and the other stretches out along its line here. And then we'll end with the left leg in. Pull both knees in, double leg stretch. So arms and legs lift to the ceiling. So for the arms wide, embrace the legs in, pull the shins and push them up. So you reach and embrace. Now when you first do it, like the arms and legs are more vertical, easier load. And then as you get more used to the exercise, you can go back further with the arms and further out with the legs. So holding your control here from your core. So one more, whatever angles you choose should be right for your body today. And then let's roll it all the way up. And dive forward, stretch out your back line, hang your hip down, pull your wrists back. And just nod your head a little bit, yes. Turn your head a little bit now. And then we're coming back up to roll back into scissors. So eventually all 5 of the ab series are done in sequence without a rest. But it takes a while to build the strength into the upper body, into the upper abs. And yeah. So here we go, we're rolling back. You come in and lift the right leg up, the left leg moves forward, and you pull the leg towards you, bend the arms, keep the hands up, go pretty high on the leg if you can. And inhale, switch. It's also fine to have the bend and the hands to the thigh. So we switch on the inhale, and then we switch on the exhale. If you down towards the navel and out across the floor. So pull yourself up a little bit when you're holding onto your leg. to give the abs a little encouragement and assistance. And the legs are drawing beautiful arms in the air, following their own path, parallel to each other. Now both legs up, support your head with your hands. Pull the head up, and then pull the elbows down and in. Now here, we want to be careful of our low backs and the amount of load we're putting into them. The legs slide forward enough that you feel your low abs engaged, but not so much that your back starts to arch. And then exhale, pull the legs up. You're going to move super slow here. So maybe think of a slow count, maybe to 6, maybe to 8, on the way down, and be sure that you have the same slow count on the lift. So you're not just throwing the legs to the floor and then throwing them up to the ceiling. That's how people get hurt, and it's not helpful for strengthening the core. So you reach out, exhale, belly deepens, bring it up, take your time, keep pulling forward with the chest and up with the head towards the ceiling, and one more time. Now here's really hard not to look up at your feet. So really make yourself look down at your navel the whole time, and then fold the knees in, or rolling up to sitting and grabbing with your head. So we're going back to a little bit of complete work here. Bye, so good to see you. Thanks for coming. Always appreciate that people take the time in their day to come, even if they can't make the whole session, right? So let's see. So we take this around both feet and sit upright on your sit bones to begin. Now we're going to rotate to the right, so you can bring your right elbow back, and you want it lifted, so when you roll back, you're not landing on it, and it's reducing the range of movement of your spine. So we're going to tuck again, so curl the tail up, go onto a little bit more weight in the right glute, but keep your spine centered. And you're going down to touch the right shoulder blade down. You're pulling that elbow off the ground and wide. And then pull up, pull with the arms to help you come up. And then come to the top and twist your left. So it's like you're pulling a bow and arrow. So the elbow is out and back. Of course, I only have a very vague idea of what that feels like. So could be wrong. But the elbow is out to the side, so you don't land on your elbow. You want to end up on your shoulder blade on the left side. Push the feet forward, come up. We'll do that rotation the whole time. And then unwind the body. Twist your right. Going down on the right side. Your shoulders stay within the frame of your hips and your legs. Come down slowly. To the blade. Make upper and curl more on the right side. Come all the way up, center, and then twist to the left. Push forward with your feet as you come down on the just to the left of your spine. It's a line of muscle there, and you're pulling from this oblique abdominals to come all the way up. Now we're going to do what's called around the world. So we're going down on the right, across the shoulder blade tips, and then up on the left, and then we go down the left, across, and up on the right. So twist to the right to begin. Tuck, protect your low back. Come down to out for your feet. Pull across the tip of the blade, still looking at your abs. Come to the left. Pull yourself up. And then center. Yeah, good. And then we twist to the left. So the hips and the legs are still, where they began. The upper body's rotated. Come across the shoulder blades and upper curl. Pull that right shoulder blade under you. As you come up, so your rib cage, your shoulders are still in line with your hips and your legs. We go down to the right, 12%. Work your way down here. Cross to the left. Pull up. Center. And then once more, going down to the left. I know. Elbow can go a little wide. Keep it off the ground. Other side. Looking back over your shoulder. And then come up. Really good. Yeah. So it was good in the muscles. It was great for the spine. You felt it in your abs, right? All right. So here. We're going to go into our side kicks. So we're going to skip a bunch of stuff so we can work a little bit more on things at the end of the series, because I added some extra stuff in today. So let's stretch on out. And bring the legs forward, maybe 30 degrees away from your spine. And you can either press your top hand into the floor. You want to push the floor down to feel that work into your tricep, into the serratus muscles here on the side ribs, and into your external oblique right under the chest. Or once you are stable with your whole body, like you're not rocking back and forth when you move the legs, you can take both hands behind your head and see if you can stabilize there. So I recommend in either case that you press the bottom leg into the ground and you take your elbow that's supporting you, pull that elbow point in a little bit to feel the work in your tricep into your left. And we lift the top leg hip height, both feet are flexed. So keep your body stable as you pull the heel forward and pulse once, twice, point the foot, reach back, and hold the body perfectly still, and you reach back 1, 2. So you're trying to stay right on your side seam as you move the leg here. So remember, legs are long, legs are heavy, so it's a big load that wants to like torque the body here and throw you off your balance on your side line. If you were doing this on a balance beam, you know, like 50 feet up in the air, would you be able to stay centered here on your sideline? If the head goes forward, if the chest goes forward, you're off the beam, right? So keep your body perfectly still, even if it means that your movement is really small at the hip. You're going to feel that you have to use the front line to hold you as the leg goes back, and you have to use the back line to hold you as the leg goes forward. And then come back to center, we lower the leg and rotate the leg externally. We point the foot to lift the leg up and flex the foot to bring it down. Point to go up, flex to go down. So if you're really pulling the space open and then squeezing it shut, now we reverse. So flex the foot to lift and point the foot to lengthen away. Flex to go up, point to press down. And if you have both hands by your head, you would pull the head and neck away from your hip, away from your leg. Now développé, we bend the knee, we slide the knee up towards the ceiling, we pull the knee in towards the armpit, extend the foot up to the ceiling, flex the foot and reach up long and down, heels connect. Point slide. Pick up the knee to the armpit, to the chest wall, up in the air, straight leg, flex foot down, and one more time. Drag it in, pick it up, lift, flex it down, and now we reverse. Straight leg, flex foot up in the air, point the foot, bend the knee, tap the toe to the thigh, and skate it all the way down, long, longer, and with the heel flexed and up, point, bend, and skate it away. Both legs get a little longer, and then flex to lift, point, and bend, and slide it all the way out. Now we lift the leg hip height for rond de jambe, big circle. So inhale forward, exhale up, around, back, and through center. So the hips are still aligned with the rib cage and the head and neck. But you're pressing like crazy into your bottom leg. You're pulling like crazy into your supporting arm. We're going to complete this circle and then reverse it. So inhale to take it back. Use your glute. Now rotate the leg externally to lift. The leg is rotating on the socket, just like when you're on your back doing single leg circles. But the challenge is bigger here because you have less connection to the ground. Do it again, one more time. All the way around and back to center. So here we do figure 4. So we're taking the foot in front of the lower thigh. The knee is bent up and you take your hand through that little diamond between your ankle and your thigh. And we're bringing the bottom leg up and bring it down. Look straight ahead once you see it. And we lift on the inhale. We lower with control on the exhale. We take it up, we hold it, we lengthen out, and now 3 circles, nice and slow. Inhale around and up on the exhale. Start with an inhale, exhale to complete the circle. Once more. Hopefully feel that stretch in your glute, in that piriformis area. At the top, we reverse. Back and down, forward and lift. Try to draw a beautiful circle here in the air with the movement of your foot from the upper thighs. We finish the third one and lower the leg down. Now stack your 2 legs and swing them back so there may be only 10 to 15 degrees forward. And you can extend the arm and lay your head down on your arm. All right, top hand presses into the ground in front of you. Unless more advanced challenge, the arms are overhead, fingers touch, so you have like I call basket hands. So the thumbs are together, the index fingers are together, etc. And now here, bring your top leg up, hip height, and bring the bottom leg to meet it. The bottom leg lowers. Inhale, bottom leg up. Exhale, bottom leg down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Can you feel those obliques? They need to be working here. And then we're going to lift the bottom leg, hold it up, and the top leg goes up and down. Inhale to lift here. Exhale to lower. Really press your bottom arm into the ground for that last one. And then the bottom leg pushes the top leg up and lowers into the floor. So think elevator and freight, right? The elevator is the bottom leg, the freight's the top leg. So you're going all the way up, all the way down with control. Now lift the legs, hold them in the air, do little walks, tiny like tiptoes, feet. And then big, giant swinging legs. This one gets challenging. Right? So you're trying to pick up that bottom leg and swing it behind you, opening the hip. And then you bring the legs together, lift them both, come down and onto your stomach. All right, so here, overlap your hands, rest your forehead on your hands. And we're just going to take the leg in parallel and lift the right leg up as you push the right hip down. So you're working from the glute, not from the knee, and then lower the leg down. And then press down, lift. Exhale, lower. Right leg up, hip heavy, bring it down again. Left leg up, left hip bone pushes into the floor so you get the hip extension, that low back extension. And right leg up, down, one more for the left. You press the pelvic bones into the ground here, the hip bone pressed also, and then bring them down. Sit back, child's pose. Round your back, stretch it out. Stack the spine bottom to top, and then we go to the other side to do that whole series again. Okay, so we're starting with the head propped up, or option to have the arm extended, head down. And here we want to pull that bottom elbow in, the support elbow, bring the legs forward a bit, and stick the tail out behind you. Happy dog, tail lined up with your shoulders in the back of your skull. Pick up your top leg, flex the foot, and hand either into the floor or pull the neck long with your hands to your head. Flex the foot and bring it forward. Pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back, and reach again. Great job, thank you. Going forward, double beat. Going back, double pulse. Flex to go forward, draw an arc in the air, and sweep it out. Remember, you've got a stable center. Flex to go forward, one more set. Point to take it back, reach and lengthen, then bring back to center, rotate externally, point to bring it up, and flex to close it down. So drag the space open and then squeeze it shut. One more, point to lift, flex to close, now reverse, flex up, and point to lengthen away. Flex to lift it, point to stretch it away. One more time, pull it apart, reach it long, now développé, bend the knee in, the foot slides in, pull the knee towards your armpit, lift the foot up, flex the foot, and press it down. So you point and glide. The in, leg up, flex, reach it out, pull the head away as the leg lowers. One more like this. Close, now we reverse. So flex foot up in the air, point the foot, bend the knee, and skate that leg down. Stretch out your bottom leg as the top one lengthens, and flex to lift. Point bend. See if you can feel how when the leg goes forward, you get a little lift of your waist off the floor. Up, point bend, and reach all the way down. Now, rond de jambe, circle, forward, up, back, around, and through center. This is the one where you really are working hard to keep yourself stabilized because you have that leg moving here, trying to throw you off balance. But your core holds you in position. We complete the circle and reverse. Take it back, use the glutes. Rotate up around the bottom leg and the bottom arm, push into the ground here. Reach, circle, spiral the leg on the socket. And one more time. We complete the circle and figure 4. So bring that foot in front of your thigh, push the knee open, and then we bring the bottom leg up and bring it down. Inhale to lift it, exhale to lower. All this without rocking back or forward. You're still right on your side seam. Lift the leg, hold it up and out, and circle around to up 1, around to up 2. You're really getting a lift at the top. And 3. Foot up to the top, now reverse. Forward, around, and back. Lift. 2, 3. Reach up, reach out, lower the leg. Extend the other leg on top of it. And the legs move back, not quite parallel to the spine, just a little bit forward. And here we can lay down. Extend the arm out, lay your head on your arm. Either hand in front of the chest or hands touch overhead. Push the bottom arm into the ground. And we lift the top leg up hip height. Now we're going to lift the bottom leg up and the bottom leg down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Lift it again. Lower with control. Don't let it fall or collapse. Lift, hold, and now the top leg lifts and lowers down. Lift and lower. The bottom leg is still off the floor. Top leg up, top leg down. Now the bottom leg is still up. It pushes the top leg up and brings it to the ground. So the bottom leg is working, the top leg is dead weight. Get to reach up and bring it down. And then lift the legs and little walks. Tiny steps. And then big giant steps. Swing the legs forward and back. Hit the roller. You'll feel how the body is responding to the weight shift of your legs and the length of the legs, right? So come back to center, bring them up, lower them down. Great. And then here, we're just going to roll onto our backs for a moment. This is great. That series is a challenge, right? And it's easy to do it wrong. It's hard to do it correctly and hold the stability where you need it. One of my clients is a Pilates teacher, and she has a shirt that says Pilates is easy unless you do it correctly, which all of us are like, amen, right? So here, pull one knee into your chest. And then let's switch and put the other leg in. And then just let the legs go forward, the arms go back. And just breathe here fully, completely, deeply. All our breath, focus on inhale, filling the very bottom of the lungs. And then exhale as much air out as you can. And let's do a roll up to come up. Lift your head, neck, shoulders. Exhale, roll yourself up. Beautifully done today. Thank you so much. Great. Thank you. We're good? Excellent. You looked great. All right. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow or next week.